All right, what's up, guys? We're doing a season wrap-up interview. It was a pretty entertaining year, to say the least. So let's get into it. Yeah, my highlights of the season, I definitely say coming into Supercross. That was my goal to get that Supercross title. Finishing second 2 years in a row is, not great. So we had to get that Supercross title, and it was on the West Coast. I feel like I was ready. I wanted to go West Coast, and I feel like that's the most premier coast to win on a 250. So yeah, we went over there. It was definitely it was challenging. It wasn't easy to say the least. Definitely took me a little bit to kind of get my flow that Supercross season, and I really feel like towards the end of Supercross I dialed it in. I got pretty good. So got that Supercross championship. Then outdoors, it was time to defend the title, so we had to go do that. And I was coming in prepared, obviously. But the outdoor championship, I wanted to really dominate this year. That was my goal. Dominate even more than the year before. And yeah, I mean, we started off winning, went 1-1-1-1, and then had some bike issues at Colorado, which kind of threw that off. But I feel like I came in strong, and the whole season was well. I didn't really, besides I think 2 motos out of the whole season, I finished worse than second place. Like, it was one of my most consistent seasons yet. And if it wasn't for that Redbud race where I crashed in qualifying and messed up my leg, it would have been a little different. We would have had that championship a little earlier. So obviously we didn't wrap it up around earlier due to that Redbud crash. But yeah, got the outdoor title. That was one of the most consistent seasons I've ever had. So that was a good building block. And then yeah, that was now into SMX. Yeah, my biggest challenge is entering Supercross. It was just overcoming what we weren't able to do the 2 years before. The year before that, I broke my wrist coming into the season, so IID was coming in behind. IID knew that was going to be a hard one to win, and we got close. We just had a lot of highs and lows through that season. So coming into this year, it was kind of just putting it all together. And I definitely had some rivals and some battles throughout the year that definitely brought eyes to the Supercross season, and we brought in new fans from the outside as well. The biggest difference between this year and last year in outdoors, I feel like this year I kind of wanted to come to be a little more consistent. I was already really consistent the year before, and just kind of get rid of those little mistakes like at the beginning of the season last year where I had a few pretty big crashes, and I feel like I was able to clear that up pretty well. Besides Redbud, it kind of bit me, but besides that, I feel like this year was an outdoors a whole lot. I was a whole lot better rider, like a lot safer, a lot more consistent. I just feel like I was just smarter. My goal was to be smarter, to try and evolve, because I'm going to be going to 450 outdoors next year. So I was like, how can I come in the most prepared to 450? And that was just trying to evolve on the 250 this season and just be smarter than I was last year. No, that's never easier. I mean, the title's hard to win. You're at the professional level, and that's any sport. Winning a championship's the hardest thing there is to do. So, every weekend, no matter if you're coming off a win or not, you always are thinking about the next race. It's the whole season. There's a lot to it. It's never easy. The mind's always going. You're always chasing to be better. You're always chasing the next goal. So it doesn't come easy, especially that what we got 11 outdoor races or whatever. So it's weekend after weekend trying to be perfect, and that's the hard part. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 450 season for sure. It's a big step for me. I really didn't see my 250 career. I mean, I did. I did see it going this fast, but I didn't at the same time. Like, I didn't think at 19 I'd be going up to a 450. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to think. Like, you watch Supercross growing up and stuff, and you like your goal is to just win a championship. Now, like, I'm 5 championships in on a 250, and I'm already on a 450. Like, the class you look up to the big dogs in growing up. So it's like it's going fast. My goals are big. I want to achieve some great things in the 450 class, and I don't see that not happening. I feel like anything I've written down or put in my head, I've been able to do. So just go out there and put my heart into it. Oh, going back from motocross to supercross just for the SMX style, it is actually kind of nice because outdoors when you're doing those long motos, it's pretty gnarly. It's like the most physical demanding part of racing a dirt bike is training outdoors. So when you go back to SMX, it's a little only part that's nice is a little easier. I feel like I actually do well in that. Besides obviously some stuff that went down this year, I feel like I've really excelled in winning those races and winning those championships, and it's just a lot of money on the line is what they put it down to. So guys are going for it. And I mean, coming into that last round of SMX, it was definitely built up, and that's how they really made it to be. I mean, coming into the race, the announcers, the media, they just kind of turned it into this narrative where it's just going to be a brawl. It's going to be I don't know. They built up this narrative that it's supposed to be this gnarly battle, and then when it happens, it's like, oh no, he wasn't supposed to do that. So I think it's a little one-sided, but yeah. I wanted to make it a race. I wanted to play cat and mouse, and I feel like just T-boning him right off the bat would have just been unnecessary. I feel like playing cat and mouse, pulling him back to the pack, trying to get riders up to us. It's hard because so many guys, it's like are on and off in the 250 class. It's hard to get two people in between us in that last race. So my goal was to, try and bring him back to the pack, play cat and mouse. I mean, I cannot tell you one moment for that first half of that race before I went out that I didn't hear the crowd. The crowd did not, whether it was booing, yelling for me or for the other rider, the crowd was going nuts. And it was honestly, I was watching videos back and it was like a crowd I've never heard before. And it was cat and mouse the whole time. And I don't know, maybe the older people don't really like that, but I promise you that was one of the most entertaining races. And without me winning the championship, the only thing you can really take from that is you're going to bring a whole lot more fans to the sport because they seen that race, and I promise you they're coming back next year. I think that was, one of the most badass races you could have watched as a fan in the crowd. I mean, you heard them going wild. I got thousands of DMs and messages afterwards like that was the most entertaining race I have ever seen. Whether you like me or not, it was. Like, I had the crowd going crazy, and that's what it's come down to now is entertainment, how many people you can bring to the sport to watch it. And a race, if I would have just teed them up once and went on with my way and crowd's, silent and we do our thing for the rest of the race, I kind of, had to mix it up a little. Also, a lot of people were kind of, that takeout, it was like imagine if you hurt him situation. And it was the only reason I broke my collarbone is because when we connected, my whole goal was to try and bump him to the right, so we can just the whole point was bringing him back to the pack. Handmaker was right there. It was kind of working. It's a split. I mean, dude, you got to think it's split decision thinking. We're racing dirt bikes. It comes to your mind last second. Like it's not. You don't have 5 minutes to sit on this decision and think about it. So it was really. I mean, the only reason I broke my collarbone is we hooked right then. It just slammed me, and I tried to keep my hand on the clutch. So when I went down, I could get up as quick as I could. Like there was no delay in that. And unfortunately, obviously I had my hands in it, slapped my shoulder. I must have hit it like a hard part on the track or just a bad spot on it, and it broke it. But to be honest, if it didn't break it, I had my hand on the clutch, so I was getting back up and I was going. The battle wouldn't have stopped. I promise you that. We would have went to the finish line. It would have went to checkers, that cat and mouse. So we would have had the crowd going crazy for another whole 10 minutes, and the crowd even more excited to come back. What's also funny is Joe, even in his media stuff, was like kind of explained that it was kind of chill. Like it wasn't that he thought it was going to be worse. And I mean, I thought, I mean, obviously I could have done worse, but that wasn't my goal. The goal was to play cat and mouse and bring it back to the pack. The motive wasn't really to, take him out right off the bat. That wasn't the goal because that would have been, when you're split decision thinking, it was bringing him back to the pack and trying to get him to fourth place and me to win the race. I obviously had more speed. My way of regrouping from St. Louis to the last round in Vegas, there was a something going on that race. I got obviously cleaned out by Levi. It's all good though. That's just racing, and I feel like the way the regrouping is just figure out how I was going to win that championship at the last race, and I feel like I did everything I could possibly do. I mean, I was going to go out. No, I either told myself I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out fighting or I'm going to win this championship. And you don't always get the best side of your luck. So we went out fighting. And also, I mean, I was, up there fighting. I mean, Levi was in the mix too. He was really in the mix in St. Louis. So, you'd think when he's in second place or whatever, he'd be in the mix again. And all of a sudden we have bike issues. So it was definitely weird when I was in first and I seen two Cowie guys. And then Joe was in fourth. So I was like, I kind of got excited. I was like, damn, I'm in a position to win this. And all of a sudden, Levi pulls off and quits. So I'm like, I feel like the last time this sport has taken a jump was Stewart. He had his TV show. He was bringing, I mean, the fans were going wild. He had a gnarly rival with Carmichael, Reed. And I feel like that was the last time I really seen or witnessed, like watching back and stuff, the sport really take a peak. The real peak is back on Stewart. So I feel like my motive now is how can I bring that peak back where Stewart was, or even bigger than that is my goal. So it also leads me to the subject about, Jake Paul. Like, look what he's done for boxing. He's kind of like realived it, brought new fans to it, and he's kind of, it's huge right now what he's doing, fighting these guys and stuff. And that's what I'm trying to do with moto, is bring all these outsiders and more fans to the sport. And it's a win-win for everyone. It's going to be a win for myself. It's going to be a win for the other riders. You got to understand. I watched an interview of Gary Marchings explaining the dude was barely paying rent. He's one of the best dirt bike riders. He's a professional in the world, and he's barely paying rent. So, what is that telling you? We need to bring more fans to the sport, more money to the sport, where not I'm just winning. Okay, I want to go make $50 million a season, but these guys also need to be able to have a season where they can retire off of. It's like any other sport. You watch NFL, NBA, all these players are making bread. All of them are making money, no matter if they're the best. It's, growing this sport, and Jake has done that really well, where now these fighters are wanting to fight him just because they're getting a $50 million payout. And I feel like that's the goal, is just bringing more eyes and attention to this sport. And we have the diehard fans, but now we need more. We need more fans from the outside, whether you like me or not. That doesn't bother me, because I'm trying to grow the sport, make money, and make money for the other riders too. These guys are, some of these guys are barely surviving. It's wild to me that this is kind of where our sport's at right now. It needs to take a massive spike, and that's where it's at. My mental state is, it's dirt bikes really is gnarly on the mind. That's like the reason why I feel like I've excelled so well so quickly. It hasn't taken me a while to get my feet wet in this sport. I feel like I was able to excel really quick just because of my mental side. Like, every time I go to that starting line, I tell myself I'm going to win. Every time I get to the track, every time I set for qualifying, I tell myself I'm going to win or be the fastest. It's this mental state of no one can beat you. As cocky as it sounds, that's the mental state I'm in. And whether I win or lose, I go home thinking, well, how are we going to go back to work and figure out how to win the next race? It's a constant chase of winning and winning and winning, and that's what keeps me mentally driven in this sport and wanting to do it. And also, I've had some of the highest of the highs and lows in this sport. That's what we all go through, and it's just how it goes. You're going to win races, you're going to lose races, you're going to have people not like you, you're going to have people like you. You can take it both ways, but I feel like the true supporters, no matter what, your highs and lows, they'll have your back. And trust me, I learned from this stuff. I learned from my highs and lows. It's like, when I have a low, I don't just blow it off. I learn from it. How can I be better? I have a high. How can I be better than that? And also the teams and sponsors that have your back through it all. I've had Yamaha and all their sponsors as well. When they have your back through the highs and lows, that means the most to me as well, because everyone has highs and lows, and when your true fans and your team and sponsors are there for the highs and lows, and they back you, and they see how it's going, and they're still there no matter what, that's kind of when you have respect for people, and I really like that. I have a lot of plans for this off season. I feel like something I haven't done before is go do an off season race. Last year, just took it off. No matter what, last year I had to get my screws taken out of my wrist, and I see a lot of people kind of talking like, oh, he wants to race this year. I broke my collarbone, had surgery on it because I want to race for my country. Like, last year, it was literally I couldn't race because it was in jeopardy of my career. No one knows how bad the scaphoid injury is. I'm pretty sure it's the only bone in your body that has backwards blood flow, and that could be a major problem if you don't figure that out correctly. So that was my most important, was to go get that wrist right. So yeah, we'll be doing the Argentina, as of now, World Supercross, and I know I have a lot of friends in Australia, so we might be making it over to Australia to race as well. So that's exciting. Go maybe see Jackson's compound where he builds his own planes. All right, that's signing out from Danger Media. Now you guys got some more stuff to talk about this week.